All right, hello GenRight Nation. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for joining us. It is June 5th, 2024, and Tech Talk is something that we do live every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So thanks for joining us. The live show is actually pretty exciting because all of you get to ask questions, and that makes it a little bit more interesting. So today we have a couple of things planned to show you, but otherwise we're opening it up to all Jeep related questions. So be prepared to fire those in, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Again, if you'd like to ask a question, you just type it in. Let me see what we got here, and try and add as much information about your vehicle or what you're trying to ask me, as much detail as you can, so that I can better answer your question. Feature product, we got a bunch of stuff today. Couple of things. I'm going to start out with, well, actually, let's see, Jen, who we got watching so far? Let's go there. We'll give everybody a minute to get on here.
Let's see. We got Patrick Vaughn, Steve Bird, Greg Cummings, Steve Waterman says, "Let's get the party shaking."
Nice.
Says, "Hello, everyone." Craig Cummings says, "Hi, Tony, and all the GenRight Nation. Greetings from Michigan."
Cool.
Troy Merritt says, "Hello, Team GenRight." Steve says, "Let's clean some raw aluminum."
Yep. I'm going to give you a few tips. Yep.
Dennis G. Polk says, "Hello from Central California." Robert Lucas is watching. Mark Lawrence is watching. Byron Roberts says, "Good evening, Tony." DJ says, "Hey, Tony and the team from Texas." Josh Pat. Mark Lawrence says, "Hello, GenRight Nation." Alex Israel. Randall Rich says, "Hello from North Carolina."
Nice.
Justin Lone is watching. Ronaldo. Matt McDonough says, "Hey, guys. Two Feather Channel, the world famous GenRight Tech Talk show is here for your viewing pleasures." Jay Rubicon Moore says, "Hello from Long Island, New York." Sean Johnson says, "Hello, GenRight from Raleigh, North Carolina." Michael Aha says, "Hello from Mike and Shane from Living, Montana."
Nice.
Kathy McCavis says, "Hello." Ron LaBouche says, "Hey, Tony, deal with Ari only today in San Paulo." Awesome. George Boring, Steve and Shania Boring from East Tennessee says, "Hello." Two Feather Channel says, "Hi, Jen and Tony." Hi.
Nice.
David Brimple says, "Yeah, needs to get on board with more GenRight goodies." Kathy says she can't hear me that good.
No? Is your mic on or on mute?
I thought it was. How's that? Is that
How's
better?
that? Is that better?
Laura Coda is on.
Sorry, I just ran around and plugged in another light. Hopefully they can hear me okay.
Maybe I didn't have my mic on, but now it's on. You guys don't need to hear me.
Yeah.
Justin Gibson is watching.
Well,
Leaf
she's
Baron.
named off a lot of names, and
Yeah,
I
lots of
appreciate every single one of you watching. So thanks again. And hello, GenRight Nation. It is awesome to be here in front of you guys again. I'm grateful that all of you take time out of your busy days to listen to me babble on about your favorite subject and mine, Jeeps. So, all right. We got a few things we're going to talk to you about. One is, I know Steve Waterman mentioned he was watching. This is, can you see this right here? Mm-hmm. Looks like you're pointing at the sky. There we go. Is that better right here?
Stop it. I'll do my job. You do yours.
Okay, this is what we call our Armadillo skid plate, and this is something that is built on a Curry axle, and it is a very heavy duty. So the Curry axle comes with effectively a skid plate, take this off, that looks like this, right? And what happens is it still leaves a lot of the housing exposed, and because the Curry one doesn't have this little, what we call a chin strap, it's really easy to peel this off and wreck the bolts. And so we make a heavy duty version that we developed from Me Racing Ultra 4, and this is all made out of chromoly. It is wonderful. It will protect your differential. I have slammed into every rock for 300 miles and with zero damage. So it is a very nice product. If you have a GenRight Curry axle, this is a great upgrade. It does need the fabricated diff cover to work with this system. It does come with some hardware, super nice thing. So put that on your wish list, and you can go over to our website and go to the search box and just type Armadillo, and this will come right up. It's not this kind of Armadillo, but it's similar armor.
Not that kind?
Not that kind.
That.
Okay, next I'm gonna move over here to our Matrix taillights. Okay, a lot of you have heard about these. They're relatively new, but we've already made a change. So this is a brand new version, and as you can see, they are more tinted. So the brand new version came in with a little bit more tinted lens. This brings out a much more deep, rich red when the lights are on. Of course, these have the side marker and the built-in backup lights right here, which are super bright. One of these days I'll get a lumen count on this. But you can see they're all nicely marked, and they do come with some installation instructions which help you wire them into your vehicle. If you want, you can wire on your factory plug so that you still have the ability to plug and unplug these, or just hardwire them, whatever works for you.
Those kind.
I know, you want them too, right?
Yeah, those are great.
So in order to do these on a JK or JL, you got to have the corner guards. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, another upgrade, right? They do come with stainless bolts to bolt them on, and then a little cover that goes right here in the middle. So really nice, sold as a pair. These are now in stock. This is the newest batch. We just received this whole shipment. So I wanted to give everybody the heads up. By the way, my own staff doesn't even know that we have these yet. So if they're watching, they're learning something right now too.
I think they are.
There you go.
Jay Rubicon asked, do you have the plate for Dana 44?
This skid plate for the Dana 44?
Yeah.
No.
No.
The Dana 44, like if you have the Curry 44, the Dynatrack 44, they have a cast cover, so we can't get this part. This is really key to make the front stout and really hold up. So it's one of those things. Maybe down the road we can try and make our own diff covers, but we're not there yet. We've got a lot on our plate, as you all know.
Kent Wolf said, what about skid plate for F9s for third members?
No, we haven't done anything, and I know there's a few out there and available on the market, so you're just gonna have to look around but this is the only one made for the 60 and the 70. I know that for sure.
Ron LaBouche asked, will it work on a Curry F9?
Again, same question. It won't, because this is designed for the rolled back cover, but there are plenty of 4 9-inch housing skid plates and guards out there for sure.
And DJ asked, Armadillo work with non-GenRight specific Curry 60s and 70s?
Only if you have the fabricated cover. If you have the red cast cover, no go. You got to get the fabricated cover.
Hi Tyler, hi Nana, hi Tom.
Hey guys.
Jerry said he needs one of those.
Yeah, everybody does.
Do you have aluminum rear corner guards?
For what model? I mean, come on.
Aren't they all aluminum? Or are they steel?
No.
Or both?
No. So I got to know what model Jeep or year. Okay. So couple people, I thought I had some out here. We've gotten several emails and calls about lock and loads. We just had, we found some in the warehouse. I've got a limited number of lock and loads left. If you missed out before we sold out of those, call in, talk to one of the sales guys, and they have a list of what's available.
Aluminum corner guards for the JKU.
No, JK and JL are steel. Okay? Those are steel. And we've covered that several times. Do we even have one? Is there one over there? I just saw one in here in the studio.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I usually have one sitting in here.
Mike Stewart said, Tony, do you know if the DV8 fastback hardtop will fit around the GenRight cage for the JK?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure about the DV8 brand, but I know the best top one does. So it's got to be close. It's got to be close. So.
Okay.
And maybe somebody watching online knows yes or no.
Oh, Mike N said I just ordered the Stage 1 steering kit a couple hours ago. Can't wait to feel the difference.
Nice. We're going to talk about that a little bit more too,
Awesome.
because I'm sure we're going to have lots of Stage 1. But I'm glad to hear that you ordered that. I heard Andrew on the phone with several customers back to back to back. We haven't really even announced that that was available, so kudos to you for finding that on our website and scooping that up already. So.
Oh, Justin Gibson asked, are the Matrix taillights compatible across all models?
They are. So if you've got anything CJ, YJ, TJ, LJ, these are a direct bolt-on, take off your stock light, direct bolt-on. JK and JL, you need our corner guards to put those on there.
Are those smoked ones legal in California?
They are. These are
Awesome.
DOT legal.
That's
and
what I want.
It's marked
They look
right
great.
on here on the side, laser marked DOT legal.
Nice.
So, okay? So don't let those punks try and hassle you.
Tom Nagley asked, when are the non-EXS multi-vented JL fender liners going to be posted for sale?
Like this one,
Yeah.
the one right behind me. I'm working on it. The Stage 1 is all consuming right now, so I'll get to those though. I will. I promise. Okay. The next thing I had to mention was our large cargo racks had sold out. I just got another batch of them finished up. We just finished welding them, and I saw them packaging those today. So if you were looking for one of our large cargo racks, they're back. And let me grab these little things off my workbench.
How
over
much
here.
are the Matrix smoke lights?
They're on the website. They're I think it's $249.
He thinks $249. They're on the
Yeah.
website.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, are the new Matrix lights made in a round version?
No, this is it. This is how it's unique to GenRight, right? This shape.
Hiya, Ginger. Oh, Mike Stewart said a tree fell on my Jeep Monday and crushed it.
Oh man.
Tom sent us a picture of it, the green one.
Yeah, not good.
Ooh, that was sad.
Not
Sorry,
good.
Mike. That's a sad day.
Okay, so our cargo racks, they have these little dog bone looking things in there, and the reason they do is, back to me, they take these cool little quick release tie down points. These are rated for 4,000 pounds each. Not that you're gonna do that, but I got a whole box of them on Amazon, so they end up being like $2 a piece. And man, you can use these things. You can use them on the top, on the bottom. They're super handy. They fit our small cargo rack and our large cargo rack. So I just wanted to give everybody the heads up on that.
Question?
Yep.
Blake Sarge, please help. JL392 on coilover long arm. Will anti-rock sway bars help with a smoother ride in the fast stuff?
Okay, so good question. Here's what everybody needs to understand about sway bars. Sway bars prevent wheel movement, okay? So if you're just looking for straight bumps, the sway bar will be fine, and the sway bar will keep you from feeling like you've got a high center of gravity, which you probably do. Because all of these kits that are out on the market other than ours have a ridiculously high roll center, so they feel very floppy. That said, a sway bar is trying to fight the wheels and keep the two even. That's what prevents sway. So you're actually going to increase the amount of resistance and get what I call sway bar whiplash. So that's why I don't run a sway bar on a vehicle like Terremoto. So, because I want the wheels to move smoothly through. But we've got, outboard mounted shocks, and I have all the proper spring rates, and I've got it figured out. That's what I've always told everybody. So
John Miller says, hi kids.
hey.
How come you didn't wait to meet me at HDR, John?
Yeah.
Couldn't wait.
Okay. Next.
We have a question.
Speaking of JL and JK corners, they just finished welding a couple of huge batches of those in the shop today, and those are made for our Matrix lights, so also ties right into that. So they're back in stock too. So I just wanted to let everybody know. The other thing that I have in stock that kind of ties to the Armadillo is I've got brand new in the crate Curry axles front and rear in stock. They happen to be the 70s, the extreme 70s. So with E-lockers, the Eaton E-lockers, and 538 gears. So if you're looking for axles, you're ready to pull the trigger on that, we got them in stock. They can ship right away, okay? Or you can pick them up. And
Hold on. DJ Samirsky said, I recently ordered a large aluminum cargo rack and it doesn't have those tie downs. What do you suggest? And did I get an older version?
You probably got especially if the price was discounted, you probably got an older version. If you sweet talk somebody here and pay the shipping back, somebody would probably send you out, exchange it for you for one of the newer style.
Greg says he has the GenRight corner guards that are round, so the new Matrix lights will not fit, correct?
They will not. No, you still got to use the off-road only or the max built lights in those.
Okay, and then Ron LaBouche said, I have coilovers and Evo triple bypass up front. How do I stop bucking in the rear?
You got to get rid of the Evo kit. I'm sorry, but that is just not a good design. What they've done is they've packaged things that people want to hear. So everybody always asks me, Tony, why don't you make a coilover and bypass? It's not good for a Jeep. You want to run an IBP, a single large IBP shock. And those are things that I have all the dampening, spring rates, everything figured out to work with our suspension. So yeah, you've got some work to do there for sure.
Didn't you say you got those mounts just on Amazon?
Yeah, a whole box of them.
What do you search for?
I have the terminology here. I got it on the website. Let me look.
And oh, Mike Stewart says the JKU corner guards held up to the tree, but the roof not so much.
Oh man.
Aww. Yeah, let's.
Because I think I just
help DJ order some, or for anyone who has an older version of the cargo rack, right?
Yeah, I still have a couple of these small ones in stock at a discounted price. That's a good deal too. Okay, so this is, I think I put the info in here because I was just updating.
Dennis Sargent says, hey GenRight family, can you wish my son CJ a happy birthday? He's watching.
Oh, nice. And it's Arnold's birthday today, so happy
I
birthday
didn't even know that.
to our own Arnold. Yes.
And
yes.
to
Okay, they're
CJ.
called Core Trax tie downs. So if I go over,
happy birthday, CJ. How old is CJ?
yeah, how old?
6 or like 36?
Yeah. Okay. Since you're on the website, let's go there. If you go to products, scroll down to suspension.
Everyone's sending happy birthday messages.
Then you scroll down.
Arnold and CJ.
Scroll down here to JK Elite and click on that. Now you can start to see the stages.
Ah, cool.
Okay. So if you click on, get out of there, click on stage 1. This is going to open up the new stage 1 kit. And
nice.
let's see if I can get the mouse to the proper spot here. Sorry.
Add to cart, add to cart.
Yeah, well, okay, so it is pre-order only, so you need to call in. But we've got a whole bunch of brand new pictures to show you everything that includes.
Nice.
And there's a few different shots of it here. So you can see that's the entire stage 1. So if you bought everything, the steering, the gas tank, the whole 9 yards, that's the entire stage 1 kit.
Oh, it's true. If he had a GenRight roll cage under the roof, he probably would not have caved it in.
Probably not. Yeah. There's the rear with the gas
That's okay.
tank.
Make your insurance buy you a new roof. It's all good.
There's the front with the
Then you
steering.
could get a cage, Mike.
So there's we've got a ton of information now on the website that tells you all about the kit. So there's a video right here that if you don't want to read, you can watch the video, and if you don't mind reading, you can scroll down here.
Steve says he's been looking at it all day.
This gives you all the information, and it's a ton of information, right? And I'm not holding any punches for you. If you read the notes are going to give you all the hard facts.
Randall Rich says, I need to win the lottery so I can get my JKU set up. Still rolling on stock. No, you don't. You just need 12 grand. You can put on a credit card.
Well, I mean, that's for this, right? You wheeled yours
but
with our fenders and 35s,
well,
right?
Yeah, I wheeled the heck out of it.
She did the Rubicon.
I may have broken a few things a few hundred times. But I'm ready for the stage 1 now.
Now she's ready for the stage 1.
Wait, we got to have another shout out for Keith Lyon from DJ Smirsky for being a huge help this week. Grabbed a high steer kit and track bar for my 74.5-inch Curry 70 on the JKU.
Nice.
Keith's the best.
Yeah, Keith is very helpful.
Question?
Yep.
Blake Sarge, JL 392 on coilovers. I have stock axles. Do you sell a steering kit to upgrade the stock, or will the PSC kit be best? I'm not buying high steer.
He's not buying the high steer. So the problem with an off-the-shelf kit like the PSC is going to be that they clamp, the ram clamps onto the tie rod right in the middle.
Oh, he said, if I'm not buying the high steer, will the PSC kit be the best? Or what do you recommend? Do you sell one?
There's more to it than the steering box, right? What we're doing is we're correcting all the geometry for a lifted vehicle, right? So now we've got the tie rod, the drag link and the track bar matching to eliminate bump steer. We've moved everything up so that your tie rod isn't the lowest thing on the front end of your Jeep, which I think is the dorkiest thing on this planet.
So do we sell one that fits the 392?
We do.
Cool.
So that's I mean, we sell kits that you guys can make fit whatever you want. You got to be a little handy. It's not going to be a direct, simple kit like we're offering right now for this JK Stage 1.
Did you call that a simple kit?
Yeah, well, this one. This one's the simple kit.
Oh, the steering. Gotcha.
The steering, yeah. So this comes all pre-welded, ready to go. You do have to weld the brackets onto the frame and the axle, but the tie rod and drag link and everything is all done.
That's for
This is for
JK.
the JK.
What about JL?
So the JL, so Reed makes similar knuckles for the JL, which I would recommend. And then you can call us and order these same parts and modify what you have to make it better, for sure.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Let's see. What else we got?
Derek Moeller said, I recently just bought the 4-link coilover setup for my CJ7 from you guys. What tire size do you recommend I can run? I bought the gas tank also that moves it back 5 or 6 inches.
Okay, so his question was, what tire size can he run?
Yeah, what do you recommend that he can run on his CJ7 with the 4-link coilover setup?
Well, I mean,
anything you want.
He can go to a 40 if he's got like our Legend kit on there. It's a matter of what axle's in there. If he's still on the factory AMC 20, that's a 35-inch max. If he's got something beefier in there, then he can go with a 37, or if he's got, 1 ton of some kind in there, then he can go with a 40. Yeah.
Will the high steer do well on highway and daily driving?
Yeah, it's actually better because you've eliminated the bump steer. So bump steer is when you're driving on the road and you go through something and you're like chasing the steering wheel. This you could literally let go of the wheel, go through a bump, and the Jeep's not going to turn or do anything. Now, keep in mind, like our Jeep that we were just doing this conversion on, when we took it apart, the factory ball joints on the knuckles were toast beyond what we even realized. We weren't getting funny tire wear or death wobble or anything, but they were junk. I'll bring one over here to show you guys. It's just loose and sloppy. So chances are when you do this, you know, you're gonna wanna upgrade to a ball joint delete or new ball joints or something, right? Especially if you're going with bigger tires, that only puts more stress on the ball joints. You do reuse your factory axle shafts, your factory wheel bearings, and your factory brakes. So again, all things that, depending on how many miles you have, you may wanna, you know, upgrade or replace at the same time.
Great question.
Yeah.
To Feather Channel. How much to rent the rental Jeep, formerly known as Aftershock? I think it's free. Just come talk to me. I'll give you the keys.
Oh, great. No.
Do you plan on making kits for the JT?
Yeah, at some point we definitely will.
Do you ever plan to make a two-door JK to JKL stretch kit?
That's already available from Jeep Works. I think they're out of Florida, and you can go that route for sure. We already make a two-door stretch kit, wheelbase stretch, because what we're trying to do is get you a better approach and departure angle. So, you know, if you stretch the whole thing, then you're not improving the approach and departure.
Only Jeeps is joined late as the Stage 1 Elite on the ground yet.
They were just finishing all the plumbing, the brake lines, the fuel lines, everything. And I expect to have that on the ground and running tomorrow. We'll probably go live again if that's the case.
Will the Stage 1 work on a JL diesel?
I
No.
doubt it. I doubt it. The diesel, I don't know if you've ever looked under the bottom of your diesel, but the entire underside of that thing is covered.
JL diesel too.
I know. JL. Yeah, if you've ever looked under the bottom of that thing, the entire underside is covered with emissions equipment. There is not a spare inch underneath there.
Well, the Stage 1 doesn't work for the JL, does it?
It does not. But we have had many requests to make a Stage 1 for the JL. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you it's close, but
Nagley wants it.
it is something
The
that I would
most.
work on.
I already know.
Yeah.
Mike Stewart, Tony, you think I could use the Curry track bar bracket versus welding that one on, or just cut what I have and use yours? I have the Curry oddball axle 60 center with the 44 outlets on a JKU.
So here's the deal. What we're doing is we have lengthened everything. Do I have a good picture of it? Let me see if I have a good picture. Let's go over to like Aftershock and see if I've got.
The rental Jeep.
Yeah.
There it is.
Let me see if I have just a good straight on front picture. As you can see, I wheel the daylights out of this thing. Let's just try this picture. Whoops. This one.
Well done, CJ7 asked you the Kooks JKLS swap headers fit with your suspension setups?
Say that again?
Will the Kooks LS swap headers fit with your suspension setups? JK.
We have some brand new headers for the tracer builds that I'm sure would work on the JK. I'm sure. Okay, can you zoom in right here? Mm-hmm. Okay. What we do that nobody else does is we lengthen the track bar. That's the track bar mount there, and the track bar mount is way over here hiding behind the tire. We lengthen the track bar and we lengthen the drag link, and we make them match identically in plane. They're parallel. You can see how they're flat at ride height, so you get very little change as the suspension travels. And this is completely different than the stock stuff. The stock track bar is mounted way down here. It's much shorter, Ours is a good 5 inches longer, maybe 6. And I know, like, look, this stuff may not sound important to you guys, but remember, your Jeep was designed for 32 or so inch tires, and it had very little suspension travel. Now, we've more than doubled the travel, and you have to change the length of things. It's the reason why people put a long arm suspension on. Well, the downside is all these steering companies, none of them fix this stuff except for us. They all just sell you beefier BS that bolts on, and they're not fixing any of the geometry problems. So, yeah, the short answer is yes, you need to, whatever we sell, you need to put on, for sure.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's see.
What else you got? Oh, tech tip, yeah. I do have to talk about cleaning aluminum, so at some point.
DJ says, I'm building my JKU because the JLU diesel life is tough. Love both of them, though.
Tough. It's tough.
And let's see. Blake Sarge said, I would buy the JL Stage 1 immediately and ditch the current $20,000 suspension I installed on my 392. I want a JK so bad to go GenRight.
Well, I mean, okay, so don't forget, we have the EXS for the JL.
Blake, get a JK too. You should have 2 Jeeps.
Well,
Everyone should have 2 Jeeps.
Or you can get the EXS, which is what you're looking at.
Well, you should get that too.
You know, that is the ultimate.
Or you can do the Stage 1 Elite on the JK while he waits for the Stage 1 JL.
And I can tell you, one of our recent builds that we delivered, which was Ed McCarwitz out of Vegas. He was at HDR with us, and he was ripping the sand wash at full tilt, 80 miles an hour through the whoop-de-doos, and that Jeep worked perfect. So, yeah, and his is a 392, works great.
Bo Fisher said 2015 2-door JK. Do you feel venting the hood is more beneficial, or venting the fender liners, or even running no fender liners?
Good question. So first off, heat rises. So yes, venting the hood, absolutely important. And I don't care whether you get some of our hood louvers you put on. We sell all different shapes and stuff. What you do, you need to vent the hood and because typically when the vehicle gets really hot is when it's sitting. So you need to get that heat out of there. And the heat will come in through the fender wells or through the radiator, which is then getting heated as it pulls, heat from the engine out of the air. So, yeah.
Where would you mount the PSC RAM on the high steer kit?
I would mount it just like we do, okay, come back over here. So, are you zoomed in pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay. Believe it or not, I have a RAM on this Jeep, and you can't even see it. Okay, this is the way a RAM is supposed to be mounted. It hides right behind the tie rod, and it mounts all the way over here. So one end is mounted on this side onto the axle, and the other end is mounted over here. So all the force goes right into the strongest part of the tie rod. And what everybody else does is they turn it around, and then the stupid thing's pushing right on the middle of the tie rod, right where it's weakest. So, yeah, again, guys, gals, I live, eat, and breathe this. Any of my Jeeps, there's nothing by mistake. I have this absolutely figured out to be the most reliable, and again, we've proven this stuff at King of the Hammers, finishing the unlimited class. So.
Well done, CJ said headers are designed to work specifically with the RPM extreme mounts. MT said, could you give me the estimated cost and time to install Tracer LJ by GenRight team?
He'd have to call in and talk to Andrew for that.
Okay,
yeah.
And then...
Because a lot of it depends on what you do. Are you doing stock engine, V8? There's a bunch of variables. Like, do you already have some stuff installed? So.
Mike N said, will it be possible to run the Stage 1 steering with no stabilizer? I'm currently not running Hydro Assist on my BS steering.
So if you're going to, say you put it on and you need a stabilizer, I would put the stabilizer on exactly the same way that I just showed you we put on the Ram. And we have a separate little bracket for that, and that you weld onto the axle tube, and then it goes over to the tie rod.
Blake Sarge says, I freaking love this channel, man. I have a GenRight shrine on my wall I pray to every day.
That's funny.
Is Tony your God?
Look, I just practice what I preach. That's all.
He's just a regular guy. Don't give him
All
a
these
fat
other
head.
companies are more worried about the color box that their stuff comes in versus does it work. And what they're doing is they're finding cheap ways to solve your pain, right? You bent your steering, you screwed something up, it's worn out, right? You naturally go, oh, I don't want to put the stock stuff back on. I want to put on something that's a little better. So you spend another $100, but that's not enough, right? They're making you think you bought the good stuff, but it's not even close. Not a single one of them. Not even close.
I missed a question from DJ somehow, but I can't find it. 2012 JKU. Oh, GenRight gas tank running OE. Fuel pump trying to run a Holley hydromat. The AN fittings are breaking my OE plastic suction tube because of the weight on the bottom of the OE fuel pump. What's your suggestion of what I should do for the fuel pump and fuel level? Running OE 3.6 evap crap. I'm running the big AN10 hydromat. I don't even know what that question is. Is that about a Jeep?
So a hydromat is a super cool device where you put it in the bottom of the tank, and regardless of what angle you're on, it will suck every drop of fuel out of the tank. Okay. Now, obviously, as this gentleman said, it's pulling on the plastic, so he needs to cut himself a round aluminum disc and replace that, and then plumb everything through that to the hydromat, and that's what's going to stay alive for sure.
I have no idea what you guys just said.
Yeah. Aeromotive makes a super cool fuel pump top, and we make an adapter for that, but honestly, you don't need to buy all that stuff. You can just make yourself an aluminum plate like 1/8 inch thick.
Tom Nagley is standing by to trade the 392 for the rental Jeep. I am in, Tom. We just have to convince Tony. Oh, Blake says meeting you at KOH was like meeting the president, but you're more qualified than our president. That's not saying that much.
Oh, man.
Parzival said, I just got back from Moab, 2020 Gladiator, and scraped rear GenRight aluminum fender on cliffhanger. Best way to fix it?
That's what we're going to cover right now.
All right.
So let's do that. Can you go over that way with the camera?
This way?
Yep. No, this way. This way. We're going to work on the fender.
To
So it
show
turns
the
out Jennings has
world's
done the
best
same
Jeep?
thing.
What?
Yeah. You
No way.
don't stand in front of the light though.
I don't mess up my body armor.
How can
Over
you
here?
see? Yeah. Can you see right there?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what you're going to do. Depending on what tools you have.
Who did that? You probably did that.
Negative. Okay. So if it's all galled up like this, and by the way, if you ran a rag over this, it would just shred the rag, right? And you got to be careful with even your fingers. I try and take this kind of stuff off, whether it's on the rocker guards or the fenders or whatever, especially if it's in like this area. I just felt a sharp one right here. As you're getting in and out, this will tear your clothes, right? In addition to just not looking good. So the first thing I do is I take a flat file, and I go over this, and I knock off all the high spots. Okay? So depending on, like if I wanted to make this disappear, then what I would do is I would use my flap wheel on my angle grinder, and you could smooth this all out and virtually take out all this. Keep in mind, if you've got one of our aluminum fenders, this tubing is 3/16 of an inch thick. This is super thick, whether it's the tire carrier, the fenders, whatever. Once we go to aluminum, we make it thicker than the steel was. Steel was always just 1/8 inch. So you could really buff that out. Next, I'm going to have you take a little bit of sandpaper, and you're just going to go over it with the grain of the material. And, you know, by the way, this whole fender is a little beat up. I'm feeling other stuff.
Tony for president, 2024.
Hey,
Jeff for VP.
you're apparently on this side of the vehicle. You drive by Braille.
Me? Yeah. You did it. Pretty sure.
I don't think so.
At one time, you drove it up pumpkin.
Wow.
You did it.
Okay, so I've smoothed out the stuff. Then we sell these if you can't find one. These are pretty haggard. The burgundy Scotch-Brite pad. And then you're going to, if you hit this on here, you can clean these up really nice. And this will bring it back to that brushed aluminum finish that was on the fenders the day you got them from us. So obviously, you know, what this didn't do was I didn't, you know, completely sand out every little scratch. That you can keep going to whatever level of satisfaction you want. The idea is, though, that now I can, you know, when I wash the Jeep, I'm not going to, the sponge and the dry off rag aren't going to get all shredded by scraping over this stuff.
What grit sandpaper?
This is 80, but it's worn, so it's probably the effective of 120. But you know, you might want to even step down. You could go to like 400, and really, or 220, and continue to kind of buff this out.
Steve says he just wet sands it.
Yeah, some people do. You can use water. You can use, not with this kind of paper, but you can also use a light oil, like a WD-40 or something. Because one of the things that prompted today's topic on this was somebody said they had mud stains on the aluminum.
You know what? Those fenders are off of Terremoto. They're
Yeah.
literally yours. It's your road rash. Literally, you
Maybe.
did it.
Okay, maybe.
You did it.
So, not to get too far off topic, the people, you know, over time, the fender will dull up and or get mud stains, or depending on where you live, you know, salt stains, or, you know, any kind of stain, right? You can bring back the entire luster either with the Scotch-Brite pad by itself, and literally what I do is I put my finger right here up against the paint to guard the Scotch-Brite from getting on the paint, but you can just run back and forth on here and you'll be able to bring this right back to the way it looked the day you got it, you know, that really nice, smooth, satin brushed finish. And yeah, this is, it's a super easy way to clean these things and make them look super nice. And I'm going to touch up this little spot over here because that's pretty bad. There we go. That's a bit better.
Try to drive a little better.
The other reason I like the file is because if you messed up this top plate edge, you can, you know, change the angle of the file and chase it around and like deburr the edge. The other thing is if you're ever planning on painting your fenders, you want to deburr this edge too, because what happens is paint doesn't want to stick on a sharp edge. So if you can bevel or radius this a little bit, it'll help the paint to stick. So I did a pretty good job on this over here. Man, this really got beat up. I didn't realize that. And then, again, we'll just hit it with a little
I have
sandpaper.
a couple of questions about
Sure.
this. Missed one up above.
And I have one more thing I want to add after you ask the
Mike
question.
Stewart says, I've used Chemical Guy's aluminum polish for years. What are
Yes.
your thoughts?
Yeah,
Fine.
that and Tom Nagley had found one too that he liked. And here's what I typically
that's
use.
the same one
Oh, it
he
is,
uses,
okay.
yeah.
So here's what I use. Years ago, because when we go to the trade shows, people are constantly touching the parts, and they would get all fingerprinted up in just the raw aluminum state. We would use stainless steel appliance spray, and it's a very light spray. You just spray it on and wipe it, and it leaves a little coat on there. But it'll hide fingerprints, and it'll prevent mud stains and other things like that too. So, you know, the other polishes, a lot of those, like I used to use Neverdull, that had a little oil in the like matte material that you rub on, but they'll really bring these things like you're polishing it, like you're polishing a wheel. And some people want the kind of matte finish or the brush finish that you get from Scotch-Brite. And so it just depends on, what you're going for and, how much work you want to put in to make it look good.
Thyre says Maxima SC1 keeps dirt from sticking to the Jeep, also designed for dirt bikes and stuff.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So a lot of that, what they do is they'd spray it in the underside of the fender to keep mud and everything from collecting on there. So another great, and you could do them on the inside of your fenders too. So.
And Steve Bird said, I use WD-40 or PB Blaster to lube it and a Scotch brake pad, and I can get that stuff shining.
There you go.
Bobby Belomi says, how about the steel rash guards? Mine are almost black now from getting in and out.
Yeah, so on those, you can Scotch-Brite or sand them, but ultimately you're going to need to respray them. Just get a coat of Rust-Oleum or something on there.
Ari says he thought the best way to restore fenders was to buy new ones.
Well, that's how you keep me in business. I appreciate that. Yeah, that is good.
Heath Ironside says, I wanted to know if I could save myself the shipping costs on the Dana 70s and drive out and pick them up.
Yes, you can. You just got to call in and order them. Yep.
Cool. Chuck
Besides,
Williams.
it'd be nice to see anyways.
He said, with fenders, corner armor, door armor, bumpers, that's a lot by hand. Got any powered methods?
Oh, yeah. So I can't remember the name, but we have, there's a company that makes, it's out of Scotch-Brite, and it's a little bit smaller than this, but it's wide. It's about the width of the fender. And it just, spins, and you can just run along. And it's what my guys use in the production department. It's not cheap. It's a strange name like Zamboni or something, but yeah, you just go back and forth until it looks beautiful, but it'll take out everything. And if you sit in one spot, it's spinning so fast, you can actually leave a divot, so you gotta really keep moving. Yeah.
Bob Becker says trail scars add character.
They do.
I got a lot.
You just gotta make sure they don't add the kind of character that leaves a scar on you.
Yes,
So
that's true.
yeah.
Okay, we're caught up.
Okay, good. All right, we got about 15 minutes left, everybody, so keep the questions coming. We do have one other product we wanted to show you guys. Maybe you can spin around and show the box.
Excuse me.
Right here. It's called Armor Lite. We touched on this the other day. It is like a WeatherTech floor. This is my description, with heat backing on it.
It replaces the carpet.
It replaces the carpet, and we just started opening the kit to put in Jennings' Jeep, and this is really nice quality. Like I say, it's like a WeatherTech, but then on the back side, it's got this stuff that will really reduce the heat. So we were just starting to place everything now. Jennings has added extra speakers and other things, so now we just got to trim, or remove things to get other things put in. But yeah, we've got a little bit of work to do, and it's really nice because it even came with brand new seat back covers as well, and then of course it's all new floor mats all the way up. So with all these skid plates that we're putting on these Jeeps, we're trapping a lot of heat in the floor. So that floor, we just talked about that on the hood vents, right? The heat rises, so all it's doing is just baking the floor. And I don't know if you've noticed your feet or if you pick something up off your floor, it can be very warm. And this is a great way to combat this. This came to us highly recommended by one of our dealers, and then we met the owners of the company out at Jeep Beach, and Jennings got a set for her Jeep. I'm gonna get some for Aftershock as well. My carpet's gotten wet several times. It's kind of stinky. And I'm ready to get rid of it and put something like this in. By the way, where'd they go?
I took my Jeep through the car wash once.
The little colored
without
things.
the roof on, just for fun.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have a video on YouTube.
Mistakes were made.
Where's the colored?
No
plugs?
cage, no cage. I need a cage.
Jen?
I've rolled this Jeep. I
Jen?
really need a cage.
Where's the colored floor plugs?
Right there.
Am I missing it? Oh, they're there. So it even comes with your color, your choice of color,
I really need a cage.
on the floor plugs. So they go in, they're super easy to put in and open, and close. You won't, you know, your factory ones, when you pop it out, this little thing gets lost. So this is really nice. Once you get your mats down, you just pop these in, and you can get them in all different colors or just black, whatever you want. But really, really a nice product. And we're gonna fully install this in here. And
Would you recommend Lite over Line-X?
I think at this point I would. I've Line-X'd several of my vehicles, you know, Terremoto and several of my other Jeeps. I like that, but it doesn't have the heat insulation. So on Terremoto, I had to put all the heat insulation underneath the floor, which is fine. You know, that gets it before it gets into the sheet metal. But most people don't have the ability to remove the engine and transmission to
I think it ends up being heavy too by the time you Line-X everything.
Yeah, I don't know. It's nice looking. You can hose it out and stuff. It's you know, pretty good. So. Yeah.
Also, the texture of Line-X tends to hold dirt, and it's tough to fully clean.
It does, and this is something that anybody can put in their garage. Line-X is something you got to, you know, gut your vehicle and take somewhere. So, yeah. Yeah.
Let there be light. I know we can't really see in there.
I know it's a little bit dark. It's because everything's black, right? But you know, you can see the texture on here. It's a nice texture. It's similar to Line-X, but I don't think it'll hold the dirt quite like Line-X does, or
yeah, you can just hose it out.
And you can just hose it out.
Plugs.
Yeah. So
I'm excited. So I got to pull the carpet.
Yeah, and there's some huge pieces here. You know, like these are you can see again, like WeatherTech. You know, the entire floor mat is molded. So, and then that drain plug goes here. So it's a really nice piece. And I wouldn't even think twice about hosing it out. So
everybody who has it loves it.
Loves it. Loves
like,
it.
Raves
and
about it.
It's thick. You know, that heat insulation is thick. So we're really looking forward to getting this in, and you know, yeah. All right. So we wanted to mention that. We wanted to give these guys a shout out. We'll do a video of us installing it, and then we'll talk about it after it's done as well.
Sonic will get a cage one
show
day.
you
As soon as I learn how to weld.
Yeah. Okay. Next, unless you have more questions. Let me see. I know it's hot around here. It's in the
Steve
hundreds.
Bird said we did Line-X. My floorboard was so hot, we ended up buying Lite.
See, there you go. Okay. Over on our website, we have our runs and events page. Obviously, we burned through a bunch of these. We're here now. So I'm going to do an overlanding run in Northern California in July, like mid-July, and then we're going to Jeepers Jamboree on the Rubicon, and then out to the Black Hills, and then S'more, and then Great Smoky Mountain. So we've still got a lot of events coming. You can sign, if it's a GenRight event, you can sign up right here. If not, it'll take you to where you need to go to get signed up for the official event. And, you know, love to meet you guys, wheel with you, camp with you, whatever. Please, you know, come over and say hi. It's the reason I go to these events. I'm there to talk to everybody.
Chris Silveri says he'll see us at Jeepers Jamboree.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. That's a fun event.
That's really fun.
That's really fun.
Oh, Coldy asked, how can I best clean aluminum sheeting?
Aluminum sheeting. So depending on, you know, what level of cleaning you need. Obviously, you know, you're going to want, again, there's a couple different ways. So say, for instance, you've got a sheet of aluminum that's brand new and it's got the printing on it from the factory, you know, that says 6061 T6. Okay, that you can use brake cleaner or acetone on a rag and it'll wipe that stuff right off. Okay. Same with, you know, some of the mud stains and other things you can, but that's a pretty harsh chemical, right? I was trying to give you guys a little harsh, less harsh methods to clean, because a lot of the time you're cleaning this stuff on the vehicle, right? And I don't want you spraying or using harsh chemicals right around the paint on your Jeep. So if you need to do that, then take it off and clean it that way.
Joseph Hank said Zypher aluminum polish is great.
There you go, another one.
Matt McDonough asked, do you know the hours needed to install the stage 1 kit? Trying to estimate install cost.
So I just put that over on the website, and it's the bottom here. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. The bottom bullet point under notes says it will take you 3 long weekends. And then, of course, you know, if you're a super detailed person and you want everything to look like it just came from the factory on the showroom day, then, you know, you're going to spend the detail work, you can spend just as much time as you can installing it. So 3 long weekends. If you got a buddy, you can do this in your garage and with some jack stands, and you can really go to town and knock this out. And it's I'm not going to kid you, it's a fair amount of work, but it will be worth it. That everything you do, you will never look back. In fact, when you look back, you're going to say, man, I'm pissed that I wasted all that time and money on these other things that I bought and didn't just go this way. So
Steve,
that's what every customer says.
Steve, so that's 5 to 6 long weekends for me. It'd be like 50 weekends for me, Steve.
Oh, man,
I'm
no.
gonna try it.
No. The thing is that, you know, so one of the things that I was just talking about with some of my sales guys was if you really don't have the ability to like take your Jeep down for 3 weekends, right? Then here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Buy our gas tank, okay? But just do the gas tank. Get the gas tank, move from the middle over to the back. You reuse all the factory fuel pump module, evap system, everything. You're just relocating the gas tank, okay? That is an easy weekend job, okay? So then you can like chip away at one thing. Then you can buy our high steer, right? You can get the high steer out of the way. Then you can do the rest of the stuff that's the belly, right? You're doing the cross members, you're doing the arms. So you could chip away at this in a few different ways that might be, number one, a little more affordable and a little more digestible. So I just want to plant that idea in your mind and let you think about different ways that you can attack this, so to speak. Okay.
Matt said my Jeep is my daily, so I would want to do it all at once, so that's helpful.
There you go. Yep.
Steve Bird says he's going to do it tank first. That's his plan. He'll be calling you with all his questions. Okay, Steve.
Yeah, and we did, by the way, when you buy the kit, a lot of the things like the tank are already discounted as part of the kit. So just think about that too. Okay.
All caught up.
All right, and we're at 6 o'clock, so I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to thank everybody for joining us, and look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. I'm sure we may even be out driving around in the stage 1, but yeah, it'll definitely be on the ground, and it'll probably be right here in the studio. So, all right, till then, have a great weekend, and we will see you next Wednesday. Thanks again, everybody.